Let's pay homage to the lineage gurus. Homage to Master Sakya Tsongkham. Homage to the Venerable Mang Liao Ming. Homage to His Holiness 16 Karmapa. And homage to Master Dubdan Dorji. Homage to the three jewels of the altar. Homage to the main deity of Homa today, Namo Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva, with great mercy and compassion. Suno Tanchen Katso Dutan Siddhi. All Dharma masters, Dharma educators, Dharma teachers, Dharma lecturers, Dharma assistants, directors of temples and chapters, and all disciples present here and over the internet. Good evening, how do you do?
I still Sharane Hola amigo Que quiero mucho Skoin Ichiban Kimoji Jumi Yapi Puri Konnichiwa
First, I would like to announce for next Sunday, October 31st. October, not November. October 31st. At 3 p.m. there would be a Kalanata Homa fire offering ceremony. And he's emanation of Vairocana Buddha, or he's an emanation of the Vairocana Buddha. The great son Tathagata Vairocana Buddha's emanation is Akalanata. And this deity in the Eastern Tantrayana or Japanese Tantrayana is revered the highest. And he has tremendous power. When I was at Asakusa, at the Kanon temple, there was a brochure that said that the protector of those with Chinese zodiacs, a rooster, the greatest protector would be Akalanata. At first, I thought in Tibetan Tantrayana, my protector was Yamantaka. But when I saw that brochure, that those with the Chinese zodiac rooster is Akalanata. So in Asakusa, Japan, so every time I would invoke him, Yamantaka and Akalanata. They are Grandmaster's very important protector.
那我曾经在这个阿萨库萨这个浅草观音
So once at Asakusa's next I kept chanting it there quiet in a soft voice, and there were several tourists around and said, "Oh, this Akalanata statue can chant." Actually, I was chanting, so there were many people praying to him. So this once happened. And his mudra is the sword, the tip of the sword mudra, and the sword is inside the shield of the sword. And this mudra is very beautiful. I like it. And his face, I have performed it several times. I have showed it. The lower lip bite on the upper lip. At my house in Taiwan, the international music hall community. As soon as you open the front door, the first one you could see is Akalanata. He was standing in my what's that called? Like the porch. As soon as I opened the door, you would be able to see Akalanata, extremely magnificent. Some are standing, some statues are standing, some are sitting on top of a rock. So Akalanata is extremely great. So he's a transformation body of the highest Buddha of the 5 Dhyani Buddhas, which is Vairocana Buddha. Every time I give spiritual consultation, I would invoke him, protector, Akalanata. So today is Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva Homa. I have never seen that many Avalokitesvara Bodhisattvas. So today, in performing Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva Homa, it really was number one. Today is the ordination day of Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva. Why didn't you tell me earlier? Oh, so today in my performing Avalokitesvara of all the homas all this year, it is the most special or extraordinary. The Avalokitesvara Bodhisattvas that I saw were infinite, countless. I've never seen that many Avalokitesvara Bodhisattvas descending from the sky. I've never seen it like this. So today, finally, I saw something. So I kept looking up and to see everywhere the whole cosmos was filled with Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva. It's truly myriad number of them, very eye-opening. And in the mudra transformations, they appeared many different kinds of mudras. When I was performing the mudra transformation this time, was not like the old mudra transformations, which is sequentially this and then the next one, the next one. But today, the mudra transformation, although what the next step is, but there were many more additional mudras. And all the additional mudras were performed by Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva, and I just followed them. So today is filled with spiritual energy, extremely wonderful. So today, the primary supplicants, the merit holders, truly, truly fortunate. It's impossible to describe, so I use the curse word to say that he's damn fortunate. They are damn fortunate. The primary supplicants and merit holders, incredible. The power is just so tremendous. So I pray that those primary supplicants this time, and due to the blessings of Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva, have all their wishes fulfilled. And those who were the primary supplicants this time, that their prayers for dispersion would also be granted. The Homa today was truly just like when we walked in, the windstorm, the rainstorm. When I rode in the car from the main hall to the Homa hall, the rain fell so severely. It felt like the applause of thousands of people. And when I got off the car, it's like applause of thousands of people. But when I took a look, only a few. That was the sound of the rain, as if thousands of people applauding.
大殿一出来的时候，那个雨才这样子下的，是真的没有下来，没有在门口的时候是没有的，所以是突然之间的。
It only rained when you left the main hall, and not now either. So when I was riding from the main hall to the Homa hall, On this short trip, there was the heaviest rain. Plipa, plipa. It was truly heavy. I thought there was so many applause. So Avalokitesvara manifested. The mudras were different, the spiritual energy was different, the sky was different. So a truly great Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva. Each one of them were very magnificent. We are very grateful to Avalokitesvara Bodhisattvas. Let me tell a joke. A man married a wife, and the wife is always missing something. She's very careless and very unfocused. And one day, she's helping her husband cutting his hair, and he's worried that she would be distracted. But the wife said, "Don't worry, I will concentrate on it." So the husband is reading the magazine and letting the wife to cut his hair. And when he's turning the page, the wife said, "Wait, I haven't finished reading it." So she's still distracted. Is there someone that's like that? Yes, there are people like that they always half-hearted. They're always distracted or unfocused. In the past, I asked Erica from Canada to help at my house at the Phantom Lake to do some housework, our own disciple. And Simu told her, Erica, she said that she's able to do everything. So why don't you make to make a cup of noodle for Grandmaster? And Erica said, why do I have to make noodle? Let's just go out and eat.
Okay.
That's the end. And then it's not quite right. And in the kitchen there was a banging sound. What happened? When she was washing dishes, one of the plate broke. A bowl broke. We don't break bowls when we wash the dishes. So we thought, well, maybe you're just careless. And 2 days later, another bowl was broken. And I said, strange. The bowls we've had the bowls for a long time and never broke any. But as soon as you come, you broke 2. And then Erica told us that it's the end of the life of the bowls. It's time to change to new ones. And we said, okay, we'll just listen to you. So we buy new ones. And then we ask her to clean the bathroom. And there's a shower there. You have to wipe off all the dirt. And she said, okay. And after a while, there was a bang. What happened? So we took a look, and it turned out the shower head fell off. The shower head all was pulled down by her. And then we asked her to vacuum the carpet today. So she did. And the cable. So when you push, it would go. And she would go over the cable. That the cable broke. So in vacuuming the carpet, she broke the cable by vacuuming it. So strange. That's the kind of person she is. Yixian or Erica from Canada. This kind of person exists. So from the joke just now, I thought of Erica when she was helping at our house, doing housework. Many strange things happened. If you want to talk about it, it's endless. Every day or two, there would be something strange happen. I remember there is a joke. The little mosquito said, "Human beings are our good friends." And the big mosquito asked the little mosquito, "Why did you say that?" Because when human beings see us, they all clap to welcome us. And the big mosquito said, "That's not welcoming, they are trying to slap us to death." But the little mosquito said, "But at night, they turn on the blue light to give us light." And the big mosquito said, "Oh, they're trying to electrocute us." Sometimes we have misunderstanding about a lot of things. Only one question today? We'll do the question and answer. From Malaysia, Lianhua Ziyu. At work, I chant the Root Guru mantra, and I make the merit dedication when I practice at the altar at home. Is it okay? Every time I'm about to practice, My family is playing games or getting on the internet around me. Sometimes they even curse. It's impossible for me to communicate with them. At the same time, I don't want them to create speech karma. Grandmaster, please help me solve this dilemma. Thank you.
他在修法的时候啊，家人在旁边做这个打游戏或上网，有时候会讲一些粗言秽语，跟他沟通。
When he or she is practicing, the family is playing games or getting on the internet nearby, and sometimes they curse, they can't communicate. Yeah, so they have the dilemma. Chanting Root Guru mantra at work and make the merit dedication at home when he practices at the altar. So it's asking about problems with family. In Buddha Dharma, there is a statement, and 2 days ago I just said it. Yesterday I just talked about the turtle and the fish. Joke. It's not a joke, it's an inspiration. The turtle said, as long as you do the best you can, do your part the best you can, you don't need to listen to the rest. You can ignore the rest. So when you work, you chant the Root Guru mantra. That's chanting. Not concentrated chanting. Like during the trip on the way to work, when, say, on a public transport, you chant the Root Guru mantra wholeheartedly, that's fine. But if you chant while working, that's called unfocused chanting. But if you chant wholeheartedly during the trip to work, that would be a real chanting. Otherwise, that would be scattered chanting. So if you don't care about anything else, then that would be the proper chanting. So whether it's a scattered chanting or a focused chanting, you can perform the merit dedication at home. So the true chanting or scattered chanting work both ways. So the true chanting is that you chant with focus or with mindfulness. You place your mind on the chanting. That's called the proper or the right chanting or the true chanting. But if you chant while working, that's called a scattered chanting, because you have to concentrate on your work only, and secondarily you chant. That's called scattered chanting. And you make the overall merit dedication when you get home is allowed. That's the answer to the first question. Grandmasters has the skill that I can chant while driving. And when during the time where I would be distracted, I can also chant. When you drive, of course, You cannot be completely concentrated because you have to watch the traffic lights and pedestrians, so that's called scattered chanting. But at the most crucial moment, in doing anything, Grandmaster can focus his mind to chant. That's the skill that I train myself in. Doesn't matter what I do, I can focus and concentrate in chanting the mantra mindfully and imprint it on the mind or heart. That is called the right or true chanting. So I'm explaining what is scattered chanting, or what is mindful or right or true chanting. So Grandmaster has trained so that I can chant mindfully or with concentration. So we can say that in situations where no one else can do, you are able to do it. So that's a mastery that I have through training. Of course, I cannot tell you what I'm doing, because if I tell you what I am doing while concentrating or absorbing my mind, then you would say, "Oh, my heaven." So when I'm practicing, my family is around me, playing games or getting on the internet and also cursing. I cannot communicate with them, but I don't want them to create speech karma. It makes me difficult. So please help me resolve. Let me tell you, you should learn from the turtle, which I have said yesterday. Just pretend you're a turtle. You draw in your head, and you don't hear them playing games, and you don't hear them cursing or getting on the internet. When you retract yourself, absorb your mind and concentrate to do your practice, and then ignore everything else around you or outside. So retract yourself into your shell. I'm not saying that you're a turtle, but it's an analogy. Just withdraw your head and the legs and the arms. All that is left is the shell. So cover the sound with your practice and ignore all other sounds around you or outside you. If you can reach such a level, then that would be called the right or the true practice. Nothing can interfere with you, with it.
所以啊，这个引申为大的，就是说。
So invisibility is the greatest. So all my colleagues, my fellow disciples, all the families and relatives, benefactors or nemesis, whatever they do to you, you just totally ignore them when you do your Dharma practice. You fully concentrate mind absorption on your practice. There's no improper or unwanted thought at all. This kind of Dharma practice would be the best. Number one. The very best kind of Dharma practice. Every time you practice, just be a turtle and forget about everything else. And you only exist amidst your Dharma practice. Any other thoughts cannot interfere into you. All the scoldings and defamations will not come in, will not interfere. All the dislikes and words of animosities will not come in. Or whatever the spouse is doing or saying will not affect you at all. Nothing can affect you. This would be the best kind of Dharma practice. That's the very best. It is extremely difficult to be able to do it. If you can do it this way and maintain it continually, then you will definitely have attainments. Because in Dharma practice, a human being would have so many running thoughts and so many distractions and interference. But your outer circumstances should not affect you. You absorb your mind and totally concentrate in your Dharma practice and in whatever you do. That would be the very best. The most excellent. What I'm telling you today is extremely important. The joke from last night was very useful. Be a turtle and absorb inside your shell. Your two arms, your two legs are inside the shell. Everything outside or external, ignore them. And the shell is your mind. So you truly enter into your mind. The master can do it. If you can, that means you have succeeded in your Dharma practice. You have succeeded in your Dharma practice. Last night I argued with my wife. So I only half day work during the weekend, and afterwards I went home. And I found my wife was not home. And she left a note on the table. It's written, lunch is on page 215 of the recipe book, and your dinner is on page 317. She striked. When I thought of striking, I have lived to be 77 and I never go on strike giving Dharma teachings. Look, I'm very responsible. Pay attention. When Grandmaster was at the Taiwan Lechang Temple, I suffered from cellulitis on my legs. It was swollen. Did you know? Cellulitis. And yet, on every Saturday, I still went to the Taiwan Lechang Temple to give Dharma teaching. And how was it when I give empowerment? Think about it. What should I do during empowerment or hatha offering? And to sit on a chair and with one leg lifted, it was so swollen. It looked like a cellulitis. It was swollen big time. And if it could not be controlled, I had to be amputated, and it could infect all over the body to the heart. So I accepted a hatha offering with my leg lifted and sitting on a chair, and the same during blessings. So I've always been very serious, very responsible in my work, very conscientious. That was really quite an agony. The doctor demanded me to be hospitalized. So I was in the hospital from Monday to Friday, and on the weekend I went to the Seattle Lechang temple. So the doctor checked like, oh, where is he? I went to the Lechang temple. And I got injections of tiger-side antibiotics. And finally, it subsided. So the doctor finally had some relief. Otherwise, if that antibiotic did not have any effect, then I would have been amputated. I cried several times at the Lechang temple, Taiwan Lechang temple. Because that was quite suffering. And when I recovered finally, the ghost witch from San Francisco said she was the one who cured me. It was really XXX. Amitabha. Let me tell you, when God closes the doors, He would open the windows. There's this statement, right? Cliché. However, if your doors shut suddenly and your windows open suddenly, you should move right away because your house is haunted. Okay, today let's talk about chapter 9, the one phenomenon, no phenomena. Subhuti, what do you think? Can an arhat think this way? I have attained the fruition of an arhat? Sakyamuni Buddha asked. Subhuti replied, no, world-honored one. Why? Because there really is nothing called arhat. World-honored one, if an arhat thinks that he has attained arhatship, then he is attached to self, others, sentient beings, and lifespan. World-honored one, the Buddha said that I have attained the samadhi of non-contention, that I am the first and foremost among all human beings. And that I am the leading arhat who has abandoned desire. World-honored one, I do not think this way, that I am an arhat who has abandoned desire. World Honored One, if I think that I have attained arhatship, the World Honored One will not say that Subhuti is the bliss aranya, because Subhuti has not done so, therefore Subhuti is referred to as a bliss aranya. So, questions asked by Sakyamuni Buddha and replied by Subhuti.
阿罗汉就是四果，四果阿罗汉，那就是
So, Arhat is the fourth fruitions of arhatships, the fourth level. So, the sage of the Sravakahood,
我们讲的四圣界，
Arhat
为四圣
or
界
Arahan.
佛、菩萨、
The four sixthly realms refer to Buddhahood, Bodhisattvahood, Pratika Buddhahood, and Sravakahood.
四
Four
圣界就是四个
realms of sagehood,
天界以上的
the realms
圣
that
贤的境界。
is beyond the heavenly realms, the realm of the sages.
就是阿罗汉，
So Sravaka is the same as Arhat. The fourth level
什么叫做声
of
闻？
arhatship is Sravaka.
为什么起名叫声闻？
Sravaka is also
听到
called
佛陀的法，
a solitary hearing. Why is it called solitary
正
hearing?
得
Is the
正
one
道的
who, by listening to the Buddha's teaching, they have attainments.
听到释迦牟尼佛说法，
So they
而正道
hear Sakyamuni Buddha's Dharma teaching
声就是
and
声音
attain
佛陀的声音，
the
你
fruition.
听到了，而且你也正道了。
So you have heard it and you have attained
叫
it.
声闻
So you're called Sravaka or solitary hearer.
那么最高呢是四果阿罗汉，
And the highest one is the fourth fruition of arhatship, arhat,
认为是
Arahan.
自身自信
And I regard it as that they are pure in their self
自己
nature,
的佛性
that your own Buddha nature has
清净，
appeared and
就是四果
purified.
四果阿罗汉。
That's the fourth level of arhatship.
那
The
已经
Arhat.
是不退转，那
They are
那个地方
already
叫不退转。
non-returning. That place is
三果阿罗
non-returning.
汉我们昨天讲三果阿罗汉，
Yesterday we talked about the third level of arhatship.
三果阿罗汉是在五净基天，
At the five
他也
pure
到
heavens,
境界去，
which is
但是他
the
仍然
heaven of
在境地
non-affliction.
不还天，不会回去。
They will not go back to the realm of desire.
也是圣
They will not return. They are also sage. That's the
自
third
信
level of
完全
arhatship.
清净了，
And when your self-nature is completely purified, that would be the fourth level of arhatship. And that is called Sravaka.
我大略是这样子给他分的，这只是大略。
So that's a general classification. It's not
你要
very
修
strict.
前四果，修四果阿罗汉。
If you want to cultivate the fourth level of arhatship according to the Buddha, during the first turn of the Dharma wheel, about the Four Noble Truths, sufferings, cause of sufferings, path of sufferings, and extension of suffering, then you have the attainment of
连接是
arhatship.
圣贤，也是圣人。
And Pratika Buddha is also a sage or
12
solitary
佛说的12因缘法，
Buddha. They rely on the 12 links of causes and conditions,
12因
and
缘法修的
they have realization based on
叫
that,
连接。
and they are called Pratika Buddha.
什么是菩萨？
And what is a
以
Bodhisattva?
六度法去修
They
行，
rely on the 6 perfections or 6 paramitas
布施、
to cultivate spiritually,
持戒、
giving, abiding by precepts,
精
enduring,
进、
diligence, wisdom, and meditation. Those who practice according to the 6 paramitas are called bodhisattvas. Those who cultivate spiritually according to the 8-fold noble paths are Buddhas. That's a general classification to clarify why one is referred as a Buddha, a Bodhisattva, a Pratika Buddha, or a Shravaka, which is an Arhat. So, pure self-nature through the Four Noble Truths to realize them and have attainments. The Buddha asked Subhuti, "What do you think? Can an Arhat think this way? I have attained the fruition of an Arhat?" Subhuti replied, "Noble Honored One, why? Because there really is nothing called Arhat. World Honored One, if an Arhat thinks that he has attained Arhatship, then he is attached to self, others, sentient beings, and lifespan." This statement is extremely important. If you think that you have attained an Arhatship, then you attach to a phenomena, to a name, to a term. I have attained an Arhatship. I refers to which I? So there's a great knowledge in this. So Subhuti said, if I say that I have attained Arhatship, then it would be impossible that I'm an Arhat because I'm already attached to phenomena, to the phenomena of a name. I have attained Buddhahood. If you say it, then you're attached to the name of a Buddha, the name Buddha. You just do it. There is no such name or term as Buddha or Bodhisattva or Arhat or Shravaka. None of these names. Because once you realize the Tao or path, you want to let go the names. You're not attached that you're a Buddha, you're a Bodhisattva, you're an Arhat. None of those. If I say I have attained Arhatship, then you're attached to self, others, or sentient beings and lifespan. Since self or I does not exist, there is no person. Since there is no person, of course there are no sentient beings. And when there are no sentient beings, what is lifespan? Lifespan is the same as time. And sentient beings are the same as space or spatial dimension. So now you can understand this theory, right? What it means. That's what it means. You cannot be attached to the phenomena of name. Although you're already an Arhat, you will not often think that you are an Arhat. I have said so. No. If you are a Bodhisattva, you will not always think that I am a Bodhisattva. Then you're already attached to the phenomena of I or of naming. During the second turn of Dharma wheel of the Buddha, he talked about no phenomena. So, phenomena of self, other sentient beings, and phenomena and lifespan. You cannot have any of these four attachments to phenomena. That's during the second turn of the Dharma wheel. The Buddha talked about no phenomena. And then he cannot be attached to the phenomena of naming. Therefore, you cannot frequently think that you have attained arhatship. Actually, many disciples of the Buddha have attained arhatships. We often say 500 arhats. It does not mean exactly 500. 500 means a lot or many. During the time of Sakyamuni Buddha, there were many people who have attained arhatships, very many. Therefore, we refer to them as 500 arhats, and 500 means a lot or many. World Honored One, the Buddha said that I have attained the samadhi of non-contention, that I'm the first and foremost among all human beings. What is the samadhi of non-contention? Very simple. Since self or I do not exist anymore, what are you contending for? The samadhi of non-contention. I do not exist. What is there to argue about, to dispute about? There's no I, no you, no they. Whom are you disputing with? A simple analogy. On the moon, someone said they want to open the Hilton Hotel, and he's waiting for these human beings to immigrate to the moon. That the human beings from samsara, they would get on the space shuttle or satellite to get to the moon and to stay at the Hilton Hotel. I am visionary, and if I open the Hilton hotels there, I can earn money from you. Oh, you've come here. How much is the presidential suite or the regular suite? Why do you? What use is the money you earn? Because there's nothing else around you. There's no food stalls, no cars, no shopping places. What use is your money? Oh, is it okay to pay by diamonds? Yeah, but can you eat the diamonds? No. What do you use the diamonds for? You can't eat the diamonds, but how about gold? Gold's shiny and golden, but what use? That would press you to death. Yeah, but then human beings don't go there, and you build a Hilton hotel there. But it's useless. You just, nobody came, and you just look at the Chang'er, the goddess at the moon. That's quite puzzling. Let me ask you, who are you fighting with on the moon? If you're the only one, the only person on the moon, who are you having dispute with, or who are you fighting with? The Buddha said, no view of self, others, sentient beings, and lifespan. Who are you? Who are you contending with? That's the samadhi of non-contention. Let me say an analogy for you. Now do you understand? Now you understand. Since there is no self, who are you contending with? If you're still contending with someone, that means self still exists. In the past, Grandmaster made lots of mistakes. In my True Buddha short discussion, I criticized this person and that person and that person. That was wrong. Self still existed then. But now, I was very good at reprimanding others before. There was a newspaper or magazine. What was it called? A very famous one in Taiwan at the earliest time. Still exists now, I think. China. Weekly China Times, and they said that Seng Yen Lu was the first and foremost in criticizing others, because there was a two-Buddha sword, right? So I slash and beat everybody. So that was not samadhi of non-contention. And when you reach the realm of no self, what are you contending with? That's the samadhi of non-contention. Don't contend with anybody. Just be like a turtle. Practice yourself till you have attainment and you deliver sentient beings. Be a bodhisattva. Be a turtle. Doesn't matter how other people are slicing you. You're inside your turtle shell. They will not be able to slash your limbs or the head. You just practice inside your shell. And when you have attainments, you give Dharma teaching and deliver sentient beings. Only then it is called the samadhi of non-contention. And the Buddha said, I have attained the samadhi of non-contention, and I am the first and foremost among all human beings. Subhuti said, the Buddha said, I am the leading arhat who has abandoned desire. Once you abandon the realm of desire, you are an arhat. When you had abandoned all desire, you are an arhat. World Honored One, Subhuti said, I do not think this way. I am an arhat who has abandoned desire. Of course he does not. He did not. Because if I think that way, then I would not have been an arhat. Because self existed. Self exists. You are not attached to the phenomena of name. If I think that I have attained arhatship, then the World Honored One will not say that Subhuti is the bliss aranya. What is the bliss aranya? Oh, bliss aranya hermit practitioner. Who knows? Please raise your hand. The Ambassador Liao raised his hand. Please. So what I just said, right? That's right. So going around, still be a turtle. So he could not think this way, that I have attained the arhatship. If I think this way, the World Honored One will not say that Subhuti is the bliss aranya. Because Subhuti has not done so, therefore Subhuti is referred as the bliss aranya. he did not do anything in reality. He really did not do anything. We also think this way. In the Saha world, you really haven't done anything. So in the future, I will talk about that Grandmaster now is giving Dharma teaching here. It's the same as not giving Dharma teaching. I haven't done anything. I am performing illusory things in the illusory world. So I'm just doing illusory things in the illusory world. Therefore, Buddha Dharma is very profound. It's definitely different from other religions, because the wisdom is very supreme. Because this is wisdom without wisdom. Because there's no wisdom, it's called wisdom. It's extremely high level. So Sakyamuni Buddha at that time could speak on this Dharma, on no phenomena. That's definitely not the typical thing. It's not the typical religion either. No phenomena of self, others, sentient beings, and lifespan. So as long as you can reach these four, then you have attainments. So in reality, Subhuti has not performed anything. Therefore, he is referred as Subhuti, as Bliss Aranya. So whatever he did, he's done it, but he did not treat it as being done. So he treated it as not done because there is no self. That's why there is no doing. So today, Grandmaster Lu is giving Dharma teaching here, but I say I have not given any Dharma teaching. Basically, that's not doing anything. I just generating bodhicitta and just do it accordingly. That's the same as not doing anything. It's not that I'm giving Dharma teaching and then I keep thinking it like, oh, what kind of Dharma teaching I say and I give this Dharma teaching or that Dharma teaching. There is no I giving this Dharma teaching. So therefore, Bodhidharma got on the Dharma throne when he was asked to give Dharma teaching, he just slapped the table. That's the end of the Dharma teaching, and then he got off. So this is talking about that, not doing anything. Someone said that Subhuti give Dharma teaching. That's slandering Subhuti. This will also be talked about in the Vajra Sutra. The Buddha also has not given Dharma teaching. There is no Dharma to be spoken of. That's a very high level of wisdom. You have to contemplate on it carefully. It's not very easy to expound it. And only the one that can extrapolate it very clearly and in great details. So he's not the first Arhat who has abandoned desire. He's also not the first and foremost among all human beings. And what is the samadhi of non-contention? You enter into the main hall of the Rainbow Temple, and in the little sitting room before the dining room, there was non-contention written by Grandmaster. Samadhi of non-contention. So what are you contending with? So those who have listened to Grandmaster's words, but they still envious and jealous and still do those foolish things, then they're still doing those illusory, silly things in the illusory world. So that at this moment you're still fighting or competing or contending for recognition and position and status, privilege, or even laziness. That you're lazier than I want to be more lazy. Why do I want to work so hard? That person is so have it easy. And in our Buddha school, we are the best at that, fighting to be the laziest. I'm a nun, and why do I want to work harder? I want to be that person doesn't work that hard. So we don't fight to be more diligent, but we fight to be lazy. Yes. Ask someone else to do it. Why me? They always push it around. The three tricks of doing things. You don't do it. I have no time. You do it. Just push it around. Second, drag. That you need to get it done in 3 days, but you drag it onto a week or a month or a year or 2 years, 3 years. That's the second trick. Drag it on. And the third one, pull. And you really can't drag it on anymore, then you pull someone else to do it. So push, drag, and pull. The three tricks of doing work. So your face has to be thick, and then the heart is black. And what? And evil. So the three tricks of dodging your work. But as Buddhists, we have to learn the samadhi of non-contention. Diligence. You have to be diligent. That's all for today. Om Mani Padme Hum.